Stitchers. I'm out in the garden this morning in my pyjamas. It's absolutely glorious, and I thought, you know what, I need to show you all my sunflowers, don't I? Look how tall they are. They're glorious. There's some black ones over there as well. So beautiful. Anyway, sorry it's been so long time to get to this video, but final part of the can't hold it up, front cover, hang on, is finished. I hope you enjoy. Did take me a few days, a few little bits and bobs were going on in the house and around about the house, so have a lovely time stitching this one. Don't forget, peeps, please subscribe, it really helps, and I love to read all your comments. Even though I don't get very many, I still love to know that you're interacting. So enjoy, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye. So I'm going to fill in my garden gate scene. I will do a gate here, but first off I'm going to just put some bits and bobs on the little shed. I thought I'd use this rick rack, so I was looking at my scene here, so I'll use this rick rack and we'll do a little roof line over there. Oops. And down there. Just pin it on. I'll try not to stick myself with a pen. Oh, as you might hear, I'm still absolutely surrounded by stuff from the kitchen. I'll be honest, it's got me down a little bit. Let's just say that, shall we? And we'll leave it at that. I'm going to stitch that down, but I'm going to put a window in here. I'm just going to pin these on so I can just stitch them in. And I don't mind if they're a bit wonky. One there. We want a door. I don't know whether to have you as a door. It's nice, isn't it? That'll be fine. There we are. On. That's quite cute, doesn't it? So I'll stitch that down. I'm just going to stitch it with some. I'm just going to use this thread, I think, and just this one will do. Just going to do some ordinary little stitches just to anchor it down. Nothing spectacular, nothing, no fancy stitching, just some running stitch just to get it on here. So I know I missed a week last week of my stitching, and I think it's because I was so overwhelmed by all my work that's going on here. I just couldn't bring myself. I had zero mojo. I had no inclination to stitch, so nothing creative came out of these hands last week. And I'll be honest, I am forcing myself to do some sewing. Do you ever get like that? I don't want to be doom and gloom, but anyway, they've finished the kitchen. Certain little things that they've not done, and they're coming back tomorrow to do those. But yeah, it's taken its toll on me. But on bright sides of things, oh, we're just hooked over. I went to the Festival of Quilts last week, and if you follow us on Instagram, you will have seen some little reels, videos of said quilts. They are absolutely mind-blowing. Honestly, you just, if you've never been to the Festival of Quilts in Birmingham, it's on every year about this time of year, the beginning of August, end of July, and it is phenomenal. And there are quilts from people all over the world. There's also exhibitors, vendors from all over the world as well. Predominantly quilting things, sewing things, not much in the way of anything knitty, yarny type things, but it is a quilt, show after all. But I was wondering whether or not that was something that I might go and exhibit at next year and have a stand. Don't know. Not sure. But it does attract people from, we were walking around, and we'd sit and have a cup of tea or some lunch, and the amount of different accents, American, Australian, Irish, just to name but a few, Scottish, German, just on and on and on. It was amazing. Amazing. Yeah, like I say, just fantastic array of talent there. And how those judges decide who's winning, I have no clue, because yeah, just fantastic, honestly. If you are ever in the vicinity, it is very crowded, I will say that. If you're not into crowds, don't, that's maybe not for you. I'm just going to patch this on. So yeah, what else have I done last week? Did get a new big van. Initially it was for going to shows, etc. Because when we do a show, to stay over, it costs an absolute fortune. So I've taken a leaf out of a friend of mine, Anne Brooke. If you don't know Anne Brooke, Handmade by Anne. She's amazing, an amazing lady. Her and her husband converted a van to a camper van, and they use it for the shows, and she's really inspired me to do that. So that's what I've done. Bought myself a van, and the son in there is going to help me convert it. I was so excited. Spent a lot of time looking at different fabrics and what have you last week at the quilt show. to see what kind of vibe I want to go with. There's just so much out there. So yeah, that's exciting, isn't it? I'll probably do some little videos for that as well. But not on this channel. Maybe I should start another channel. I've said this before, haven't I? Just the algorithm thing. And while we're talking about that, if you haven't subscribed and you've been here a while, please do. It is absolutely free and it really, really does help the algorithm. It helps push our videos out there. And, then I won't feel like I'm really making them for nobody, because at the moment it does feel a bit like that. I don't seem to be getting the views. Some things get loads of views, others not so many. Right, I'm going to stitch that down, probably do a little cross across with something a bit darker. I'll do that first, and then we'll do a bit of my giant scissors out. I was using the, oh my gosh, have I cut that now? I'll do a little cross for the window frame. Where are my little scissors? Oh, you're there. Come back. Come back. But I thought what I'll do is I'll do some, oh my goodness me, everything's dropping to pieces. Honestly, rage. Yeah, what I thought I'd do, I'll do some bits and bobs on this, get us started, and then I'll come back when I can't thread. I'll come back when I've got something done. I did treat myself while we were at the quilt show, for Quilt Festival. I got, what did I get? I did get some fabrics, but not anything large because I want to think about it. I didn't get lots, and I also need to measure up, of course. So that's a little window. Do we want a little? Let's do a little, what do you call it? Ledge, window ledge. And I think what I'll do is I'll do some little chain stitch just to make it a bit more bold. Yeah. Well, I will do a video of what I bought. It wasn't an awful lot, but then again, I suppose. But I just got lots of bits and bobs to finish other things that I bought previously. I bought a Dandelion Designs quilt pattern and just never. Do you know what? I think that needs a frame around it, doesn't it? And just never got round to doing it because I thought I've not got any fabric to do it on. So I bought stuff for that. I went with intentions of buying, and I also bought, when I was at Knitting and Stitching last year or 2 years ago even, I bought a quilt kit from French Vintage Linen in blues and creams, and I bought the backing for that. Oh, no, I didn't. I bought the backing for that a while ago, but I decided that those colours in that. God, I am waffling, aren't I, tonight? I am waffling. But anyway, the colours in that quilt are very much what I'd like to do the van in. Like a Scandinavian French blue kind of vibe. That's better, isn't it? Right. I'm going to do that. Right, then. So what I'm going to do, I will stitch this on. I'll do the other, I don't know what I'll do on the door. Probably just put a door handle because it's got a little flower on. But I'll stitch that on. But let's put a rake and a spade in. And I'll show you. I'll show you. Shall we zoom in? That one. So I want the rake. It's going to come here. So we'll just do across like that and up. So it's leaning against the fence, against the wall, should I say. Spade again. Let's get some thread over from here. I use this thread a lot because it's got a bit of a sheen on it. And it's DMC. And it's like the satiny one. But the colour, if you are interested, the number is S415. And it's a DMC. Oh, I'm pulling this from the wrong end. Of course I am. Doing it. I have. Let's see. That's better. It gets a bit splitty. There, look. Can you see? It goes a bit splitty, but it does look nice. So a couple of strands will do me. Needle. Yeah, let's do this. Got no idea what I was talking about. I was talking about what I bought from them. I'll do a little video. And then, so I'm just going to come up here and do a little spade in satin stitch. But yeah, so I'm going Scandi kind of French blue vibes on me in the van. So watch this space. I might actually, do you know what? I've never quilted anything. So I wonder if I should do a quilty kind of video on the sewing machine. I'll tell her fib. I did do a bag, a quilted bag. But not very. I've never made a quilt for sure. Crochet things, crochet blankets, lots of them. Oh. But not a quilted, machine sewn, anything like that. So maybe that's something I'm going to have to, well, I'm going to have a go at it. But any tips? Any tips before I get started? It's not the one I've got isn't anything too difficult. It's just squares and rectangles. Very nice it is. I was drawn to the fabric, not the pattern. Right, that's my spade head. Back stitch. Go across the top. Do double stitch over that because I want it a bit thicker, don't we? I'll try not to make this video that long that it's boring. So we've got a spade. Same with the fork. I'm going to do the same sort of thing with the fork, and just do this little tines. Is that what we call them on the fork? Yeah. Oh, what on earth have I done there? Can you tell I've not got any sojo? So, yep. I'll come back and I'll do that. I'll go away and do that. Let's have a little look what else we can do. I might put some like hollyhocks in here. I'll probably do a bush of. I've got. Where did I put that? Oh, yeah. Let me just grab it. Do you know my Old Faithful? This. I thought I could put some bushes in, big French knots, but bit of wool. It's always good. I'll do the French, the hollyhocky type things. Might even do a couple of. I might do a sunflower there. Hollyhock. Let's do that. Sunflower. And then we'll have a couple of pots in. Side by side down here. You're getting the idea. But do you remember when I did? Oh, let me think. What did I do? I'll have a little look. Oh, when I did the no, was it not this? Was it the seeds? When I did the seeds and I did these kind of. We'll just do a little bit like that. That's what I'm going to do up here and up here. Maybe I'll just do some stems in first. I'm conscious of the time this is taking, and I don't know why. I think it's because I'm worrying now because my videos aren't getting lots of views, and I'm wondering, is it because I'm just they're too long? Who knows? So now I'm trying to cut them down a bit. This is a very, very moany video. Sorry, everybody. So I'm just going to do stem stitch. but I'm not coming anything, I'm not going too precise. I want it to look a little bit organic, you know, so it looks like it's got bits and bobs coming out the sides. You know, when you see a stem, especially like a sunflower stem, they've always got bits coming out, haven't they? So that's a good one. We'll go up there, all the way up. And generally what I do is I end up covering up the stem anyway with the petals. Something there. So I'll do a sunflower and I'll do a... You could go back to the video, the seed packet video, and have a little look at the what I've done. So I'm not going too far over time. There we go. Oops, in. Couple of stems. Let's just fasten that off. Who did I see at the Festival of Quilts? Guess who? I saw Kate from the last Homely House. I was so excited. So very excited. So let's do a sunflower. And I'm not doing anything special. I'm just going to do... Yeah, I didn't get a chance to speak to her. She was absolutely surrounded by people, which was a shame. So yeah, all I'm going to do is I'm going to just do little stitches all the way around. Yeah, she was so busy. It was so busy. Kate Facette, saw Kate Facette. Who else did I see that I knew? Oh, I saw lots of lovely people that follow us. Hello to you guys who came and said hello. That was really nice. Who else? Gosh, there's lots of people. I think you just it's very overwhelming. And it depends who you know, who you follow on the Instagram, but lots and lots of people go. I'm just trying to think. I'm literally just doing stitches backwards and forwards in random ways, directions. But they're all coming into the centre there where I'm going to do some. It's very exciting, the Festival of Quilts. But then again, I always find the shows are very exciting. Even if I'm just a vendor and I don't get a chance to go around and chat, which sometimes you don't. I find if you go quite random, if you go quite quickly in and out with your stitches, they look more natural because you're doing it a little bit random. If you can see, and sometimes if they go over one another, that's absolutely fine too. There we go. By the way, I'm using candy floss, sheepies, lots of sheepies, just because I have loads of different colours in them. Do brown for the French knots. And I'm just going to fill the centre with a French knot. So I'm just going to do some little hollyhocks or delphiniums or whatever they are. Little kind of, that's the wrong way. Flower type thing. On this one. And I'm literally just going to do some French knots all the way down it. Start off with a couple of wraps at the top and then get yourself bigger as you go down with 3 wraps. At the side of each side of the stem. They don't have to be perfect. See. There we go. There we are. So we've got, oops, which way are I? Got a sunflower and a hollyhocky type thing going on. Finish that off. So I'll fill in with a few of those. Oops. Let's just move over. So what I'm going to do next is I was going to do a little garden path, but I think what I'll do is I'll do I'll do kind of a I'll paint that in because that'll take up a long time. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to do like a little roped edge in that. Did I have brown? I've already got brown somewhere. There. So we can do we'll go up here and I'll do some chain stitch just to make it look a little bit more ornate. So I go up and down there, chain stitched. Alrighty, so I've done up and down there. I'm going to do the gate. Like I say, I'm going to cover this, paint this in with a bit of ink tint and then probably put some beads on just to make it look a little bit gravelly. But all I'm going to do here is I'm going to start my gate, hope you can see, and come over in that kind of direction. So we're sort of a semi-open. Come up there. Yeah. And we'll have a bit of a scrolly bit that goes there. And a scrolly bit that goes there. And then we'll go, I'll stitch over the top of this. We'll have a scrolly and a scrolly there. And maybe one here. And one there. Might have to do a little bit of something in the middle there. And then I'll come down one like that, one like that, and do some thing along here. I don't know. I'll just keep going till it's maybe that should come that way and have a scroll there and not there. So it's not joined up like an S. And that's probably better, isn't it? We'll see. And then probably the same there and there. So I'll do all that in I was going to do it in the sheepage just to make it stand out. So I'll go round. It's like a charcoal sheepage, maxi sweet treat, and I'll go along. And we'll just do backstitch all the way around on that. Oops. I very rarely use black in my work. I find a charcoal grey is so much more forgiving. So I'm going to go all the way along, around all these little scrolly bits that I've done in this. I won't make you sit and watch me. It would be very boring if I did that. And I've kind of run out of things to talk about. No, I haven't. It's just sometimes I feel like you don't want to watch me stitching too much. So I'm going to fill that in. Let me just show you what I've done. Do you see? I'll stitch that in. I'll finish off some more little flowers and stitching down here, and probably do some up here. I'll come back and show you the plant pots I do, but I will paint this in, and then we can add the beads. So I'll be back in 2 shakes of a lamb's tail. Okie dokie. So I've been in and done my gate and some flowers. Finished off a couple of bits and bobs, a little rake, and I just put some flowers in. I didn't get around to painting this, but I'm going to put a little watering can in here. And I'll do a watering can, just do a little square and then a little triangle on the end there with a stick across and then kind of a little handle that way and a handle, which I'll just do as a stick. That's my simple watering can. And I'm going to use some stranded cotton because I'm doing it in satin stitch and it always looks nicer in satin stitch. Just in satin stitch always looks nicer in stranded cotton. I'm sorry if you can hear Harvey singing. We're converting the camper van, I said, didn't I? We're converting the van and he's out the front, happily, merrily singing his little head off, whistling. Oh dear. Whatever keeps him happy. It's been a day since I last came on and did this because, gosh, I don't know where time flies, and I know I'm getting behind with videos. As I said earlier on in the video, I just get a bit. Life starts happening. So I've got 3 strands on, and I always, when I'm doing a satin stitch, I always split one strand at a time because it always lies flatter. Always. So I'm going to go up and down in the square. Actually, first off, I'm just going to do some little back stitches up these side panels, just around this square, because with satin stitch, sometimes you can see under it. Don't have to be perfect. Oops, clunking a bit. And of course, I've forgotten what I spoke to you about a couple of days ago, or a day or so ago. I'm just going to do the handle here, save me coming back on it. So apologies already if I repeat myself. Oh, keep getting hooked up. So yeah, just outlined that with a little outline back. Just, I can't for some reason come back up. Oh, it's my knot in the way. With a little outline back stitch. Oh gosh, I keep missing it. Come on, that's it. And I'm just going to satin stitch in this here. In fact, you know what? Oh, I'm just going to go around this handle. Just do, and then that's that bit done. I'm not jumping back across to do the handle. I'm on the no plan, of course. There we go. So I'm just going to come up and straight down. Now you can come next to that stitch and go up, or you can go back up here and back along. But it's whichever makes you happy. I'm going to come up there. If you're doing a bigger area, you might want to cut. I'm just going to come in and put a couple of padding stitches in, just so it doesn't sink down in the middle. If that makes any sense. Sometimes it will. Okay. We have had the road relayed outside the house over the last 2 nights, and oh my goodness me, the noise has been horrendous. But you know what? We've got a nice new road surface. Yeah, the Harvey and my 2 next door neighbours. Well, actually, the guy who lives next door and his wife's dad. I'm going to say dad. Yeah, dad. Was so excited, so excited by the heavy plant machinery. They were all out there at 10 o'clock at night, taking little videos of them. It's so funny. And of course, Harvey being autistic, one they had on a couple of the really big pieces of plant machinery, autism awareness, decals all over it, huge all over it. And so he was, I need a selfie with it. I was laughing my head off. Sorry if Reggie's barking, if you can hear Reggie's barking. I've been having, he started barking ridiculously at absolutely anything. And we sort of think it's because we've been having the kitchen, oh, that's looking cute, having the kitchen done. I'm just going to do up. I must stop saying sorry. I keep saying sorry. I don't know why. To do the spout. The fun. Is it a spout? Not the funnel, is it? It's a spout. Up there. Yeah, I've been having the kitchen redone. And the chaps have been in and out, knocking on the door, making a bit of a racket. And I think it's really unsettled him. And every little noise, like now, he is just barking out for no reason. Right, there is my little watering can. How sweet is that? Not perfect, but it doesn't matter. Just going to finish it off. Anyway, so yeah, it's been quite a hectic, I would say hectic. I'm very discombobulated few weeks. I think having a couple of nights away at the quilt show didn't help either, even though it was absolutely wonderful. Met up with my gorgeous friends from Ireland and some new friends that they brought with them as well. So that was all exciting stuff. I've probably already said that. Let me get that. So I'm going to come in and I'm going to do some, what did I say? I was going to put some bits on here and I've hung it back up. I was going to do some big French knots in this woolly stuff, wasn't I? Let's have a little look. Or shall I just couch it down? The only thing, I like that. Let's do it in that. Or shall we do it in that? You probably can't see, but this has got like variegated colours in it. I'm going to have to undo this knot, this loop, and get it. I used to do this in my online shop, but it didn't seem to sell really well because unless you see it, it doesn't come across as really pretty stuff. But it is the most amazing. I love it. Oh, I can hear the lads. I'm saying lads. Most of them seem to be fellas gearing up to do whatever it is they're doing outside. So apologies if all you can hear is beeping. I'm not going to use that one. Let's find a bigger needle. I'm actually going to use some of this thread that's already in my needle. And they're just filling in the rest of the road, I think. So all I'm going to do is, I'm going to do some big loopy French knots. Not going to pull too tight. No. I was going to do a planter as well, wasn't I? So just to make it look like a nice, I don't know, bush of some sort hanging over the edge. Oh, sorry, but I'm off the screen. And I'm just going to come across here along this top of the wall. And here's Harvey singing his little heart out. He's so happy, so pleased that we've got this new van, and I've sort of given him carte blanche to do what he likes. I just keep having to spend money. But it will be good in the long run, because when we do the shows, we can use it instead of using hotel rooms. Come on, you can come through. Sometimes when you've got big wool, you will struggle to get through. But if you've got big enough eyed needle, it will do it. But I'm not helping because this is blunt. Let's have a look. That one's sharp. Oh dear, why haven't I used that? That one's very sharp. Let's have that one in a minute. That one's a blooming blunt needle. Rubbish. It's not rubbish. Not what I want. Anyway, I'm just going to use this bit up. That's better. Oop. Pull that back down. And I'll just come in and I'll use this darker thread. This is a bit knobbly, so it'd probably be a bit more. Sorry, why am I going off camera? It's because I've nudged it, isn't it? It's amazing how your muscle memory knows where you should be when you're stitching. When I'm, sitting here now, I kind of know the position that I should be in. And obviously, if I nudge the camera, ooh, that's not very nice going through there. Made me shudder. Don't like that. Yeah, that's how I knew I was not in frame, I think. Ooh, nearly knocked that off. So I'm going to fill that in. I'm going to come in here. I'll just park my thread. Hang on. Just park that a minute. I'm going to come in here and do some oh, this is not wanting to come out. Sorry, I'm talking to myself. Just talk amongst yourself, guys. I want to get a bit of thread. Gosh, that's far too long. Far too long. Let's cut it in half. I'm going to come in here and do some little pistol stitches. I'm just going to, where's my thread? That's part. Just show you quickly, just to kind of blend it in a little bit, because these look like they're in the middle of nowhere. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry if you can hear road workings going on. Lumen typical. So pistol stitch is like a French knot on the end of a long stitch. So you come up, wrap your thread around your needle. I'm doing it 4 or 5 times just because I want, and then poke it down where you want your knot. Hold on to this working thread, pull, and it makes like a little, I don't know whether you can see. Come on, focus. There. Makes like a little stick with a knot. And I'm going to fill in here. That's what I'm going to do. Just, well, put some in, some extras in. Just because, like I say, they look like they're floating in midair and not very kind of realistic. Not that they look realistic anyway, but you get what I'm saying, don't you? You get what I'm saying. Oops, just scratched myself with a needle. My, what time is it? It's 8:20 at night. Oh dear. It's like, yeah, let's start work. People have been complaining, but I don't, you know. Once I get settled and in the back room where I normally sit, you don't hear it. That said, last night, oh my gosh, I'm pointing the finger, that is going to be so bad. Last night it had a big steam rolling type thing to flatten out the tarmac. It was shaking the house. Literally shaking the house. Things were jangling all over the place. Because it was right next to the curb. It was, oh dear. So yeah, it's not been so much fun. Right, I was going to put a little, I was going to put a little, no, I'm not. I was going to put just here a little plant pot, but I'm not. I might put one in the window there. We'll see. But I'll just do a little, in fact, let's draw it in and I will do and one there. And I'll just find some terracotta thread. How's that? I'll put a couple in. And I'll come back and you'll see that. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to fill in here, fill these in pistol stitches and this. I'll paint this in, then I'll come back and we'll add some beads in. Okay? Okay, so I've finished. I was going to put some little beads on the path, but I don't think it needs it. I think I'd be over, you know, OTT. I'm just going to get rid of some of this. Blue pen, I mean. That's knocking about on it. There. Haven't got any more. Bit there. You probably can't see it at all, but I can just make it out. A bit up here as well. Where I've marked in. Should disappear. I didn't use watercolours on this in the end. I used these Caran d'Ache crayons, Neocolour crayons. They're really good because you can just scribble in and it doesn't spread when you add water. They are an investment though, they're not cheapy. So you can kind of do a little bit. But they're like a watercolour, water-soluble wax pastel crayon. And I've had them a while, but obviously as you can see, they last for ages if you don't use them. Oh dear. Yeah. So that's what I've been doing. I did with these. I just thought I'd, instead of putting beads in, just give it some little dots, which makes it look a little bit more like a, put one just there, one in there. But can you see it? They do, the more water you add, the more spread out, you know, the water, it, but I want it to be kind of, so yeah, if you're in the market and you want a little treat to yourself, Caran d'Ache. Anyway, that's just an aside. An aside. I may or may not. This is with this being the front page. I might put some stamp some writing on it. I don't know. That's just something I'll think about later. I'm not, but because I've got the spine, and I'll do something with the spine. So that's this week's video done. I know it's a long time coming, and I am ever so sorry, but please, if you've enjoyed it, please don't forget to subscribe. It's totally free, and it really helps push these videos out to other people. You know, especially if you comment as well. That's another, you know, really great thing that sort of lets other people see these videos. So happy stitching, everybody, and I'll see you again soon in the next video.